Hi everyone, welcome back. We are here again, science again. So today we are going to be looking at the scientific method. Do you know that you're a scientist? Yes, we are all scientists in our own way. Not because we do not go in the lab, we do not make tests, we do not test things using chemicals, but in each of us, there is a scientist. And that is what I am going to show you today, that you are a scientist. So scientists, they follow a specific, or not really a specific, they follow steps in order to fulfill or carry out their investigations. So let us see what the scientific method involves. All right, so scientists have developed a method with specific stages to follow to explore observations and answer questions. So it all starts with a question. Don't we all have questions we ask every day or things we want to find out about? That's how it starts with a scientist. So we're all scientists. By the end of this lesson, you're going to see how much of a scientist you are. All right? So looking at the board, we have, it looks like a cycle. All right? So we have arrows going from one end to another. We have different things. So let's explore the scientific method. So it all starts with asking questions. You want to find out something. For example, you have trees outside. You want to know. You don't really want to know how that tree grows? That's a question. You want to find out something. So that is your question that you're asking. Then you're going to say, I wonder what makes it grow. And from there, your scientific inquiry or your investigative skills are developing. So it's like being a little detective. You see a crime committed, you think you know who did it, but you have to follow procedure in order to prove it. So that is how the scientific method goes too. So you ask a question. You want to know how the tree grows. So you say, you're predicting what will happen. That's the next stage. So you might think, yes, water. If I water it, it's going to grow. So that is how you're going to predict, says, yes, water helps to make the tree grow. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to plan an investigation. So where do we start? Do we go outside? Do we pull up that big tree there? Do you think it will grow? Or you will see the stages, the developmental stages. If you pull up that big tree, we start small. So you're going to make your plan, right? You might say, okay, I have some seeds. I am going to try with the seeds. So step by step, you make your plan. It's either you're going to put it in a little bit of dirt or earth. You're going to put it in a cup with some soil, and then you watch it for a few days and see what happens. Observations. So you start with your question, predict what will happen, you plan, you make your plan, now you observe. So, day one, you put the seed in the soil in a cup. Day one, you watch it. Did anything happen? No. Record it. You write it down. Day two, you look at it. You give it some water. Do you see anything happening? You write it down. So you're recording as you're observing, right? So day three, you go back. You see a little thing, a little sprout. You write it down. Okay, you watered it. Now you see sprouts. Day 3 now. Aren't you going to add some more water to it to see? Yes, you added water. What else does it need? So you record, you observe, and you record as you go along. The next step, make sense of these results. So based on your observations and the recordings, then you're going to say, you know what? You know, that's true. Water does help to make the plant grow. So that is one thing that I'm going to need. So after a while now, you might think, you know, you could have grown a bit bigger, or you could have done something else to it. All right? So you're going to make sense of the results that you will see. After a few days, if you just leave it there, and after a few days nothing happens, then you know you have to start the process all over again. Just like the process of life, just like life. You try something, it's not working the way you want it to, don't give up. You go a next route, try a next route, until you get your desired results. All right? And as you see, it goes back around, asking questions again. So it's a cycle that you follow. So you might not get your desired result. Your plant, the seed might die. What could have caused it to die? Maybe something ate it. You did not give it enough water. It needed other things. It needed other things to grow. So that is where you're going to go back to, asking other questions based on the results that you would get. So you might go back and say, yes, it needed to go in the sun. It needed some sun. It needed more soil. Maybe the soil wasn't good enough for it. So you go back to the drawing board, and the process continues all over until you get your desired result. Everything has a process. Everything in life has a process. We all go through processes at times. And that's how scientists, they come up with their great inventions, their great experiments. It takes a lot of time. So don't think the tree out there, it took 2 years or 2 days to grow. It grows over a period of time. Just like science, not everything is going to happen the same day you want it to. It all has to do with time, process, steps, and being patient too. All right? So now that we have seen the scientific method, we see the steps involved, now we can plan an experiment, or you come up with a question, something that has been bothering you for a while. You want to know why this happens, why that happens. We can use the scientific method to see how it happens. This all makes it possible. So next time, we're going to be conducting experiments to see why things happen, how they happen, plan our experiments, and see how they work.